start area in the Kontiolahti stadium is actually the highest point on the course, which is really special. Normally this is the opposite way in the other places, but here it's also, which is important, the warmest place on the course, because it's always with the sun. So first few meters, nothing special, flat, some curves, but really nice beginning. Now it's the first bridge, both direction. Up it's only 4 or 5 meters, and then from the bridge the course turn right and go down in the direction the big lake. So we are coming now to the first downhill, straight downhill, quite fast, but really simple because there is no turn at all. The organizer prepared the classic trail in the course, which helps the athletes, especially in this cold weather, so they remain in the straight line. 2.5 kilometer goes here left, 3.3 would go straight, and here it's already back on 3.3 course. It's nothing special with this corner, not so much speed, so it's easy for the athletes. And here in this point starts the difficult part. The most uphills here, it's not so steep like this one. This is uphill, but not very steep one. It's good to mention that because we have a really low temperature, the snow is completely dry, and that's why really slow. So even the small or easy uphills are quite demanding, because actually the gliding factor on the ski is much lower than if there would be a little bit warmer. So this is now still uphill. It becomes a little bit steeper. And just a few more meters and the course is turning right again, and the course goes another step closer to the lake, which can be seen on the background. Okay, he's on the top now. Again, classic trail. And the athletes can of course rest here a little bit, and then another step further, so it's still downhill, and we're going completely on the shore of the lake. And as we measured normally, here is the lowest temperature. Just for explanation, at the moment when this picture is taken is about -25 in this point, which is very cold. This is flat, but athletes have to work a lot, because as I said before, the conditions are really slow. And uphill, just a few meters. This is also the crossing. To the right goes 3.3 further on the uphill. And we will take this uphill, which is, you can see, pretty long. It's not so steep, but it's long, and this is the point where the athletes cannot rest at all. You have to push really hard, because on these not so hard uphills you lose much time, or even gain a lot of time if you are really good. But the whole course in Kontiolahti is in the middle of the forest, which is actually really nice scenery. Also the air is really good, fresh. There is no pollution from the town or whatever. The only hard thing which makes this course really hard is the cold weather, which is in February quite common things. So almost on the top. This is actually the second heaviest uphill, but then we will turn sharp 180 degrees and go back. And the downhill is actually the same as this uphill, just the opposite direction, which helps a lot for the athletes, because this will be the last break, or the last possibility to recover before the last uphill. So the course is turning, but this part is also very tricky. It's not the end of the uphill, it's still flat. And on flat, maybe athletes think, okay, I'm on the top of the uphill, I'm safe, but not. You have to work really high to maintain the speed in the flat terrain before you go down to the downhill, which will be in a few meters. A few more pushes and he will be over the edge. And again, completely straight downhill, nothing special, really nice for recovery, and to also try to warm up with your breathing, your hands, because the hands are quite exposed when you are going down. And this is the most difficult uphill. You are almost hitting the ground here, because it's actually, this uphill have more than 20 meters high difference, which is pretty hard for the athletes, and only about 200 meters long, so it's really steep. It's wide enough, so overtaking is not a problem, but you really have to calculate a little bit how much energy you will spend at the beginning, because after this uphill we are coming pretty close to the stadium again. It's actually much more steeper than it showed, but you can maybe notice, because there is almost no speed shown now. You are just pushing hard and climbing actually this uphill. And this is the top, but like almost all the uphills here, it's not ending with the downhill, but you go slowly up again. And then it's quite flat, but you need a lot of saved energy to this part. We are now about 300-400 meters away from the stadium, and the course goes more or less on flat terrain, but in between are two bridges. Okay, turning left. And the bridge again, which was used before from the start in opposite direction, on the left hand side here. And from the bridge is just a little possibility for recovery, but it's only 30-40 meters, not more. Then you have to glide again. And the crossing, the last crossing before the stadium, left is shooting range, and straight as we are going is the finish line course. So for the shooting range, the course goes over this bridge, a little bit more far left, and this bridge ahead of us actually means that we are entering the stadium. And this is already last 100 meters to the finish. Just 90 degrees corner to the finish. And that's it. Stadium, last 50 meters. What's left from the athlete in matter of energy is pressed down here, and at the end of the commercial, the technical building, and this is the end of the course in Kontiolahti.